Hey y'all, welcome back to Mirror Expressions, a channel where I take the time to share a little bit of myself with you all, and I invite y'all to come on in and do the same with me. All right, y'all, today we are doing Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 3, Music City Matrimony. We know they are in Nashville. So before we dive in, go ahead though, hit me a solid get that like button, hit subscribe if you have not, and let me know how you're doing. Like if you have looked in the mirror today and you are feeling A1 with what you see looking back at you, drop me a mirror emoji. Y'all know Kay wants to know how y'all are doing. I want to make sure my YouTube family is A-okay. You know what I'm saying? And if not, y'all do what you must to get back to a healthier you. All right. Notice I say a healthier. Do what you must to get to a healthier. Like, so that don't mean just be out here wilding out. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all. All right. Music City Matrimony. So we're getting these final two weddings in today. Yes. So these folks can quit playing in our face. Like Lifetime, stop playing in our faces. 3 episodes in and we ain't got to the meat yet. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too much. And then he's just 2 hours long. Like no. But anyway. So it's time for Aries and Jasmine to make their way on down the aisles, right? Cause she's still standing out there with her dress hanging down to her belly button. It ain't off the shoulder dress, it's off the belly button dress. Oh, child. Anyway, she's still out there talking to Aries, trying to convince him not to go through with things. She does eventually tell him to stand by this black woman and don't do her wrong or whatever. So and then this man got the nerve to say that if his wife is opposite of everything that he wants, that he's going to give his cousin a look like, let's bounce. Like, dude, this is the wrong kind of show for you. Like, no, sir. Like, that's not how this works. You know what I'm saying? Just like Kirsten was in the wrong, like with what she wants and being extra picky. Like, you two are on the wrong type of show if y'all want to be able to pick and choose what you get, because you came on a show where you are married at first sight, sight unseen. You don't see them until you get to the altar. You don't have a choice in what they look like or anything like that. So yeah, these folks get on my nerves for that type of stuff, like coming on this show like So anyway, when she comes down the aisle, he is pleased with what he sees. You know, he starts clapping, you know, as she's walking down the aisle, whatnot. And first thing he ends up saying to her is, you're tall. And I said, well, either she is or either he's short. But either way, with them heels on, baby, she got height over him. Like, she's looking down at him. So anyway, now y'all know I was on the people last week for talking about Jasmine T, right? Because I really don't see the big deal. Like, are there imperfections there? Yes. You know what I'm saying? But, baby, when the officiant said, I pronounce y'all married, she started cheesing big as hell. And we saw all them teeth and them gums. Baby, them gums were fire red. They was hot like fire. Like she had probably just sucked on a nine or something and stuck it up there so she wouldn't be sitting there chewing on it at the altar. I said, oh my gosh, who else noticed that? Like, it was just glaringly red. And it was like literally like on one side, like this wasn't that red, but soon as you get here, y'all go back and rewind and watch it. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. I just said, oh child. But anyway, she was impressed with Aries and how he looked. So they end up chatting it up or whatnot like they always do afterwards. And sorry, y'all, trying to get a little comfortable. My foot going to sleep. Oh, child. So yeah. So they end up chatting it up and whatnot. And so he's tripping over her having the 4 dogs of it all. And anyway, yeah, that's pretty much I got for them right now. Dom and Mac, they're next. Y'all, Dawn had them blinged out cowboy boots for her wedding dress. I said, oh, wait, yeah. And can I just insert y'all? Was it me or was it y'all or was it all of us? Cause when Dawn was getting her makeup done, I was just like, oh. Like I was like, I hope the finished results are a lot better. Cause their makeup was not makeup and like it was not matching her skin tone at all. And I know about the highlighting and the contouring, but it was like her entire face was just like yellow, like of a, I don't know. It wasn't doing the justice. But anyway, I mean, it did finally come together, but at the time, and they just kept showing it, I was just like, oh, what are they doing? What are they doing? And I know I couldn't be the only one that have been thinking it. But anyway, he said he does have reservations about telling his soon-to-be wife that he's not settled, like as far as having his own place. He done moved here from somewhere else. And so I'm just like, well, yet you applied to be a part of this process. Like, why would you do that if you're not settled and you don't have your own? Like, how are you ready to support an entire family out here in these streets? I said, I guess the writing is on the wall. Some people just sign up for the show for the of it all. But anyway, it's wedding time. Mama is talking to Max. She said she wished he had had more of a traditional wedding. Mama's not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Because then she goes on and say, because, you know, she doesn't want a daughter-in-law that is a diva or that is bitchy. And I'm just like, well, Mom, you're not the one that's going to have to go to bed at night with this person. Like, seriously, like, whoever he chooses to be with, that's his choice. He's the one got to sleep with that person at night. You know what I'm saying? It's all about what he wants. But anyway, they meet at the altar. All goes well. Maxine's stoked, except when they did get to the age of it all. And I really thought he was going to be like, she's too young for him. But he was kind of questioning if he was too old for her. So all the peeps, they're married now. Hallelujah. It's picture reception time and time for all the drilling to take place by the family and friends. So yeah, I keep moving this camera. Let me yeah, that's better. So anyway, so we see Gina and Clint in his beach wedding suit at their reception, and they kind of made it seem that Gina was being like a chatty Cathy. I don't think so. Like, but it was like they kept taking the camera off, putting it back on her, and she's still going on and talking and talking. But I think it was just one long kind of conversation because she was still talking about her business and what she does for a living and how she's opening her own salon and all that. But Clint didn't seem too impressed. Apparently, that's not what he wants to hear about. Over with Jasmine and Aries, the one thing I noticed about them at their reception was that he doesn't give a lot of eye attention, you know, whereas she does. Like, she kept looking over at him, talking. His eye contact was just straightforward. He was just like blah da 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 blah da da, you know, whatever he was saying, da 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 da. Now once did he look back over to her, and I was like, you know, where's the eye contact? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we not give her some face-to-face attention here? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, I didn't care for that, but he's still tripping over this dog thing because we even learned that not only does she have 4 dogs, but she breeds dogs, and right now she also has 13 puppies. Like, yes, that is a lot. So Kirsten and Shaq, they're starting to look a little bit more comfortable together. Like they're at their reception and they're laughing or whatever. Like she's not as stiff as she was at the altar, and you know they have kikis or whatever. And I said, to be honest, like this is just my opinion, it still doesn't seem like it's any kind of romance there, but it seems more like they're good Judies, if you know what I mean. So, but I said at least the ice is melting, right? At least the ice is melting. So the people start clanking their glasses. Y'all know how they do, like when they want them to kiss or whatever. And needless to say, it didn't happen. There weren't no kisses to be had between the two of them. And so Shaq goes like, I know my wife is a virtuous woman, but it's something deeper as to why she doesn't want to kiss me. I said, yeah, it is. It is all right. She doesn't want you in that way. Again, you're just a good Judy. Well, at least that's how she's treating him. He's just her good Judy. But anyway, over with Nicole and Brian, you know, he's like, we're both talkers, but all we see is her talking. Like, we don't really see him going at it like she is, you know. So, they do the whole clanking of the glasses again. And I said, I'm so tired of these darn clanking of the glasses. I think production be putting these people up to this, because I promise it is not that common of a thing. I know I have been to my share of weddings, and not once has it been done. And I'm not saying it's not a thing. Like, I get that it could be a thing, but it's not that common of a thing that you see it at every, we done seen it at every wedding. 16 freaking seasons of Married at First Sight. It's not that common of a thing. You know, somebody in production is having them people do that or whatever. And so anyway, I'm sick of it. So we see the families giving their speeches. Nicole's dad, he's a talker just like she is. Not only did she get his face, she got his personality, the way he talks. Kirsten's sister, she got up and gave a whole lesson on how to say her sister's name correctly. Then you gonna say, put some respect on her name. Like, child, please. Dom's mom, she got up, she told a story like how Dom has just always done things differently, been mature. She was potty trained at 1. Like, I need receipts. I need receipts. A 1-year-old potty trained. I need receipts. Anyway, Gina's bridesmaid got up. Now, I really love this. Now, this is what she said. I had to write this one down. She did like a little play on words that usually would have like a negative connotation when it comes to marriages. And so she says, if you must cheat death so that y'all can continue to enjoy your lives. If you must lie in each other's arms. If you must steal one another's heart. If you must drink in all the moments that take your breath away. I like that. I like that whole play on those negative words. And I think there will be something. Like, I know if somebody said that at my wedding, I will always remember that. Like, drinking, oh, I'm supposed to be drinking in all these memories. Lie, no, we just gonna lie in each other's arms. Like, yeah, I really like that. That was sweet. I did. So we see them all cut their cake. They're hitting the dance floor. Baby Clint got his whole entire life on the dance floor. He was getting it in. And then starts the interrogation, right? So one of Kirsten's bridesmaids said she isn't sold on Shaq. We see them like kind of drilling him. They wanted to know why did he want to get married at first sight. And he just goes on to talk about how like he prayed for a sign that this was the path he was supposed to take. He feels like he got it. Baby, a homegirl said he seems to get all the right words, but it ain't nothing but politician answers. Honey, she was ready to go in. She was talking about, we kept it cute today, but we gonna grill her like a rack of barbecue tomorrow. Because y'all know the next day, the couples go to each other's families for like brunch or lunch and have a better in-depth conversation with them or whatever. And I'm just thinking that everybody was kind of, well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people were saying that Aries' cousin was, what's her name? Felina was kind of aggressive. Now, this was aggressive to me, how her bridesmaid was coming off. But anyway, Dawn, she's speaking to Mac's mom and sister, and mom let it be known that she didn't like the whole situation. She was not fond of how they got together and ended up getting married. But the sister, the sister said she was down with it from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Dawn ends up bringing up race because obviously she is a woman of color and he's not a person of color. So she expressed that and just wanted to make sure that there was not going to be a problem, that she would be accepted for who she is and not for who she's not or the color that she is not. You know what I'm saying? Baby, it might be a little something there. I ain't gonna lie, because the way Mac's mom just glossed over that, like she ain't really addressed nothing she said. She just said, okay, yeah, it's hard being married. Sometimes when you don't say nothing, that speaks volumes too. That's all I got to say about that. Over on the other side, Dawn's mom was pretty much having the same conversation with Mac about the same thing. Like, my daughter is black, basically. Because mama was like, I'm black, the grandmama black, my daughter black. She biracial, but she black. And so she pretty much wants to know, like, how does his family treat black people or whatever. And I said, and then and her mom ain't no fool, because she specifically asked about Mac's grandmother. And if you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on. Because, baby, them generations. Aries is talking to Jasmine's sisters, right? And so he asked them if Jasmine is a good communicator. And they just kind of all like, basically like, no, she's not. And so then they tried to clean it back up, come back and clean it back up, like trying to say something to the fact that where she thinks something she says will make him mad, instead of saying it, she will hold on to it. And so Aries was just like, this is even worse. It is. Like when you just hold stuff in, yeah, it is even worse or whatever. So, Jasmine is over there with his mom and the cousin, Felina. Yeah, her dress still down to her belly button. So Felina off top lets her know that she was not thrilled with this whole process. And Jess lets her know that her picker is off. Like when it comes to dating good men, she always dates men that have potential and it ends up not being anything. So okay, cuz she was just like, well, with the experts, did you learn anything about yourself that was the cause of your other relationships not working? Like, this basically what she was asking. And how she was asking it too. Like, damn, like, okay. Straight no chaser. Okay. So Jasmine said, but she can be stubborn. She's realized that about herself. And so Felina, I said, baby, that thing, she sure is getting a lot of camera time, because she done got her own confessional again. And so she's in there confessional talking about, she know how the pageant world works, and that the type of answers that Jasmine was giving them was very pageantry. So the whole time Felina was sitting there not smiling. She had her dog face on back. She wasn't playing, she was not playing at all. And now the mom was Eric's mom. She was the total opposite. Like the mom was just smiling and playing nice. But yeah, cuz she wasn't having, she was not having it at all. Nicole is talking with her friends, and so she said that there's not much that sticks out to her that will be a red flag, except that maybe he's too nice. And so the way she made it seem was like she doesn't want a nice guy. But what she was really trying to say, because as she kind of explained it further, was she doesn't want a guy that's so nice that she can be nice in turn. Like she wants to be able to show that she cares for him and appreciates him and cater to him, and not like just all him doing all of that for her. So I said it can happen, child, but don't pin his niceness as a red flag. Like, be glad that you got somebody nice, because you could have the total opposite, and we have seen some of those right here on this show. So yeah. Anyway, Chris is talking with her dad, and I don't know what I said right there, but anyway, yeah, he's talking with the dad, and they have a good conversation or whatever. And so Chris, he tells her dad that it's just important to be a good listener as it is a good communicator in a relationship, and that actions speak louder than words. And all I could just remember thinking at that point when he said those things was that I hope he really means that, because those are some gems right there. At least for me, they are. Like in a relationship, like I always look for your actions, because this thing here, it could say anything you want. You know what I'm saying? And all this here, that's why we got actors and actresses. You know what I'm saying? But your actions gonna always speak. You know what I'm saying? It's going to catch up at some point. And then the fact that you have to also be a good listener versus just a good communicator, that is true as well. Like you got to also know how to listen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So then we see them toss the bouquets and the garter belts, the fun stuff. I said, honey, when it got to that Kirsten and Shaq, if he didn't give me Justin vibes from last season, the way he did all that dancing before he went down to get that garter belt and then came up and gave her that loud dance, I was like, oh, child. Oh, it was screaming Justin. I will say, though, Shaq was more smooth with it, and he did not look as near awkward as Justin did. But baby, it was still funny to me. Like, like it was giving, it was screaming like, let me prove that I'm really here for this woman and not nothing else. But anyways, Dawn was telling her people that there will be no sex. She said she kind of wants the tension to build, as well as for them to build a foundation before getting it in between the sheets. Nicole says she doesn't want to rush. Oh, excuse me, y'all. She doesn't want to rush sex because sex can get in the way. And it's kind of like a once you start type of thing, you can't stop. And I agree with that. Like, once you start, you don't want to start. Like, why would you? Especially if it's good, you gonna be on it or whatever. So I agree. And because like you could get such a high off of good sex that you don't take the time to get to know the person that's sexing you. You know what I'm saying? Then once the sex becomes like mediocre or loses its excitement, it's like you didn't realize you don't even like the person you really been sexing. You don't really like them. You don't like who they are as a person. You know what I'm saying? So with Aries and Jasmine, They end up rating each other on a scale. So now she's with her friends and he's with his. And so she tells her friends that she gives him a 9.5 because nobody's perfect, but he's damn near there basically. Meanwhile, on his side, his homeboys are like, okay, on the Beyonce scale, with Beyonce being a 10, like, where is she? So he gonna say a solid 8. I said, oh, wait. His boys get on his head that too. Like, this your wife, man. So Jasmine said she ready to drop them goodies. She ready to drop them off on a honeymoon. Meanwhile, Shaq is talking about he prayed for this and he feels like he painted the perfect picture of his wife through his prayers. Meanwhile, his homeboy was like, I don't mean no harm, but you gonna hit that or what? Like, forget what you talking about, dude, with all these prayers and painting a picture of your perfect wife. Like, what's really good? You get no draws or not? You know what I'm saying? So, he was, basically, like, it's up to her. But then he ends up bringing up how she turned her head when he tried to kiss her. And so, on the other side, her girls are talking about the same thing with her. They were like, why you turn your head? And she said she turned her head because, one, he was bald, and two, because he didn't ask if he could kiss her. Like, y'all y'all whole entire wedding, I get that it would have been a nice gesture to be like, may I kiss you? But at the same time, you kind of like, the expectation is like, you're going to kiss someone at some point. It's always, you may now kiss your bride. You can salute your bride. Or, we all know that it's coming at some point within the wedding. But anyway, I said, oh, I said, no, it's because she don't see him like that. So over with him, his friends were just telling him, you know what, buddy, don't get caught up in that friend zone. And I said, that's exactly what's going to happen. He's gonna be friend zone. It is already seeming like it's happening. Like, yeah, he's in that friend zone. He's gonna be her good Judy, and that's that, period, point in the blank. So anyway, I will say I'm liking Nicole and Chris. We see them get to their hotel. We don't see the other couples do that, but we see them get to their hotel, get ready for the bed, get ready for the night. And all I could think was, Chris, like, what the hell do you have on? Like, what kind of pajamas are those? Like, look like he got on some beach trunks, like some swimming trunks, and y'all, I said, oh my goodness. Anyway, that was pretty much it. Like, we still ain't got to the meet yet, and we still got to get through these first nights, and then we still got to get through them meeting each other families for brunch. And so I'm thinking next episode gonna be a whole nother bus. Like, it'll be episode 5 before we get to the honeymoon and stuff really get crack-a-lacking. But anyway, I'm rooting for Nicole and Chris. Dom and Mac, I'm iffy about them. Jasmine and Aries, yeah, it's a no. It's a no. With that high peak car they left their reception in, it's still gonna be a no. Gina and Clint, nah. Shaq and Kirsten, yeah, it's a definite no. Y'all know what though? It never seizes me to see how many people actually come on this show and really expect to make it. Like, they come on thinking their experience is going to be different from what they have seen the 15 previous seasons. Everybody's always, oh yeah, this is going to work. Just off top. Usually that's how it goes. And we all see it doesn't. It doesn't last. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, have y'all not seen how things go down, people? And yet y'all still plan for this whole process. Y'all still want to subject yourselves to this and be on camera while it's being done. But anyway, that's all I got, y'all. I'm finna run out. Oh, by the way, Vincent and Brianna had their little baby girl. She's so adorable. Congratulations to you all. And yeah, that's all I got, y'all. Please go ahead, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you had. And until next time, I'll pray for y'all. Y'all please pray for me. And what? Bye, y'all.